Episode 34. Serhat and Sevam sit down with Hale and Ilkem. Sevam confesses that she was the one who secretly ordered the DNA test, not their father. She apologizes and says she wishes she had never done it, even if it meant breaking her own hands. Sevam asks the girls to forgive her. Hale tells her not to touch her and suggests that perhaps the test results could be wrong. Sevam reassures them that regardless of what the results say, they will always be her beloved grandchildren. Ilkem accuses her of only saying that because the results confirmed that Serhat is their father. Sevam insists that she would give her life for them. She explains that she never intended to open the test results and had planned to tear them up. Hale then reveals how Beric was responsible for the situation. She explains that Beric sent her into Serhat's room to retrieve a photo album, claiming that Serhat would not allow her into the room. While searching for the album, Hale found the paternity test results. Serhat is furious when he realizes that Beric deliberately placed the test where the girls could find it. He leaves to confront her. Serhat goes to Beric's room carrying her suitcase and tells her that she is leaving the house. Beric asks him if he is giving up on their baby. Serhat tells her not to be dramatic and takes her by the hand to the balcony. He shows her the men who will be following her 24 hours a day, explaining that she will not be able to go anywhere without them. He tells her that once she gives birth, he will take the child from her, so she can leave now because he will no longer allow her to interfere with his daughter's psychological well-being. Meanwhile, Zeynep explains to Ebru that her marriage to Serhat is only going to be a formality as social services took Kader because they will not grant Zeynep's adoption request while she is single, so Serhat wants them to get married to make it possible for her to take Kader back. Ebru hopes she will one day find a handsome, charitable and rich man. Zeynep explains that she and Serhat will remain married only for as long as necessary before getting divorced in a single hearing. Ebru thinks there is a possibility that their marriage could eventually become real, but Zeynep insists that will not happen as the moment she registers Kader in her household, Serhat will be removed from her household. Zeynep says she tried to explain everything to their mother, but their mother would not even allow her to speak. Ebru thinks their father will not accept the marriage either. Zeynep says she has never hidden anything from their parents until now, but she has no choice because this is the only way she can get Kader back. She believes she will already be divorced before their parents even find out and become upset. Ebru tells Zeynep that she wants to be her wedding witness, even if it is only a formality. She reminds her that, even if it is just on paper, Serhat is still giving her his surname and asks her to think about that. Zeynep says there is nothing to think about because Serhat is a good man and only wants to save a child. Sehen tries calling Ebru several times, but she does not answer. Azra arrives, and Sehen tells her that he has been trying to reach one of the chefs, but he is not picking up. Azra tells him that he should check on Sevam because she is upset. She admits that Sevam had a paternity test done on Hale and Ilkem and that Serhat went crazy when he found out, and also the girls were also deeply affected by what happened. Sehen thinks his mother could not keep her nose out of the family's business. Azra asks him not to be too hard on Sevam. Serhat tells Zeynep that he could not tell Hale and Ilkem about their marriage because his mother had a paternity test done on them and the girls could not handle anything else that day. He says that everyone in his family has disappointed him because they have done things he never expected from him, and they continue to do so. Zeynep feels sorry for him and for the girls. She tells him that she has not told her own parents about the wedding because her family believes that two people cannot marry without love, which is why she has kept it from them. Serhat thinks it is best that they keep their marriage secret for now, and Zeynep agrees. Kader remains at the social services center, crying. Sevam tells Sehen that everything is because of Beric, who deliberately put the paternity test results in front of the children. Sevam says she had been planning to throw the results in the trash without even looking at them. Sehen tells his mother that what is done is done. Sevim does not know how she will ever look her grandchildren in the face again because she has hurt them so badly. Sehen tells her that they will be angry with her for a while but will eventually forgive her. He encourages her to eat, but she refuses. Sevim then tells Sehen that he needs to pay attention to Azra and thinks it would be good for him to take her to therapy because she is afraid that he will leave her. Sehen asks if Azra actually told her that, but she says she can tell from her behavior, explaining that her fear became worse after Serhat and Berik broke up. She advises Sehen to find a good doctor for Azra and take care of her. Sehen promises to do so. Serhat speaks to Hale and Ilkem about the grandmother. He tells them that he knows they are hurt but reminds them that Sevim is still the grandmother. He says she made a mistake and they saw how sorry she was. Ilkem says they cannot handle another mistake. Serhat understands and promises that nothing else will upset them. Hale then asks where their mother has gone. Serhat tells them that Berik is safe and that they should not worry about her. He then tells Zeynep not to be sad because they will get Kader back from social services. Zeynep admits that she cannot bear even one night without Kader and cannot understand how Berik could abandon her own child. Zeynep tells Serhat that Kader thought she had abandoned her just like her mother did, and she wishes she could have shown Kader that she had not abandoned her. Serhat tells her they should go and see Kader because they have nothing to lose. Berik calls Tülay and tells her that she wants to rent a house. She informs Berik that her and Erkan will go out early in the morning and look at houses in Nizantasi and Bebek. Berik says she wants a house in her neighborhood, close to Zeynep. Tülay asks if she really wants to live in misery, but she says she will not let them rip her completely out of their lives. Serhat and Zeynep go to the back of the social services center and call Kader's name. They use a stone to hit the window so Kader can hear them. Kader hears Zeynep and comes to the window. Zeynep tells her that she is not alone and that they have not abandoned her. Kader and Zeynep then form a heart with their hands through the window, reassuring one another. The next morning, Hale and Ilkem prepare to go to school. Serhat wishes them a good day. The girls ask Zeynep if she is coming with them, but she says she has some business to take care of and will come afterward. Sevim shows up and asks the girls whether they would like to go shopping after school so they can talk. Ilkem says they should give Sevim another test first. Hale agrees, wondering whether perhaps Sevim is not really the grandmother either. Serhat immediately tells them to stop. Sevim says they are absolutely right to be angry and apologizes, but the girls say they are late and leave. Azra asks Zeynep how Kader is doing. Zeynep says Kader is fine and that she is sure she is safe. Zeynep and Serhat leave together. Sevim notices this and asks Azra why they are going together. Azra tells her to forget about it, saying that because Sevim was suspicious, she already ruined her relationship with the girls, and she should not do the same thing to Serhat. Sevim agrees and promises that she will not interfere in anyone's affairs anymore. Tülay tries to negotiate for the house Berik is planning to stay in but thinks it is too expensive. Erkan says that if Berik wants the house, she will buy it, so she should give the seller whatever he wants and finish the deal. Tülay says she wants to remain in Berik's good graces. Ebru sees what is happening and asks if they are changing houses. Tülay says the house is for an acquaintance. Ebru warns them that the neighborhood will not be able to handle another person like them. Tülay tells her to wait until she sees the person because she will desperately look for her. Sehen calls Ebru and she leaves. Tülay then calls Berik and tells her that they have found a house and negotiated the price, although she does not think the house is worthy of her. Berik says it is fine as long as it is close to Zeynep. She tells Tülay to sign the contract and send her the address because she will order the furniture herself. After ending the call, Berik says that Zeynep ruined her life, so she will ruin hers. Serhat and Zeynep go to the hospital to undergo the tests required before their marriage. Zeynep thinks that perhaps they should have added psychiatric examinations because If that were the case, Beric would never have been allowed to marry. Serhat says that Hale and Ilkum would never have been born if such examinations had existed, and he would not want to live in a world like that. Zeynep quickly says she did not mean it that way, and Serhat says he knows Ihan remembers Tibet warning him that if he tells the men involved in their operation to postpone things one more time, they will kill them. Tibet told him to do whatever it takes to bring the receptionist back because he does not want to die because of his excuses. Sehen therefore asks Ebru why she is doing this to herself when she has a job that could earn her a lot of money. Ebru tells him that after what happened between them, she does not want to see him. Sehen asks whether she regrets what they did that night. Ebru says she did not regret it until he asked her whether she loved him and then told her that he, kind of, loved her, which turned the entire night into a nightmare. Sehen tells Ebru that he had to say that because he does not have the right to tell her that he loves her while he is married. Ebru reminds him that he should have remembered he was married before those things happened. Sehen admits that she is right and apologizes. He says he wishes Azra would leave him alone so he could leave freely with her, but Azra refuses to divorce him. He tells Ebru that Azra has even threatened to kill herself, but he hopes that if she realizes how serious his feelings are, she will eventually take pity on him and let him go. Sehen admits that he feels things for Ebru that he has never felt for anyone else, but he also says that he does not have the right to keep her waiting. Ebru asks how long she is supposed to wait. Sehen says he does not know because he keeps telling Azra that he wants a divorce, but she refuses. He tells Ebru that he loves her, leaving a smile on her face. Serhat is informed that Beric has been at the hotel all night and has not left her room. He goes to his office, where Sedif, Sehen and Kan are waiting. Kan tells him that the real estate company owned by Setan Kayadir is in talks with a Hungarian company and that they want to hold a meeting at the hotel. Since it is a large company, they are demanding a high level of security. Kan says they have no security problems because the security breach that occurred at the Antalya Hotel does not exist at this hotel. Sehen says the Antalya issue has already been closed and that no one can carry out such a ridiculous thing in one of their hotels again. Serhat nevertheless insists that they must be meticulous and, if necessary, request an inspection from the security company. Kan says that doing so could also reveal their weaknesses. Sedif then points out that they need someone to replace Ebru at the reception desk because she quit. Serhat tells her to contact human resources and make sure they carefully review the candidates they interview. Zeynep arrives at the school and is told that the day has already started with an incident as two students got into a fight, and when the teachers tried to intervene, the girl hit the boy and the boy pushed her back. Zeynep discovers that the students involved are Ilkum and Axel. She thanks the tutor and says she will take care of it. Azra asks Mustafa whether he has spoken to anyone from the family of the man she killed. Mustafa tells her that the man who died in the accident had a son named Omar. Omar lives with his mother, whose landlord wants to increase their rent, and his mother goes out to clean because they are not in a good financial position. Mustafa says he obtained Omar's contact information by telling him they would arrange a scholarship for him, and he thinks it would be good if Azra actually arranged that scholarship. Azra says she will do anything for him. She says she will even make up an excuse to get away from Sehen and will even clean toilets if necessary, but she will send the money. Mustafa hugs her and calls her a good woman. Azra tells him that she is not. Mustafa says that she may have made a mistake, but she did not turn her back on the family and instead supported them. Azra says she is only trying to ease her conscience because nothing she does can bring Omar's father back. She tells Mustafa that if he knew what she had done to get rid of Sehen, he would not say such things about her and would probably hate her. She asks him not to love her because she will disappoint him. Mustafa says he cannot help it. Azra tells him to hold himself back, not to love her, and leaves.
Episode 35. Fallen Leaf. Zainab calls Serhat and asks him to come to the school because Ilkum has gotten into a fight. Serhat says he will be there immediately. Zainab asks Ilkum and Axel if they would like to apologize to each other before their parents arrive. Both of them refuse. Meanwhile, Rifika and Tulay help clean the house Barak has rented. Furniture is delivered, and Tulay supervises everything. Rifika is shocked by how expensive the furniture is and cannot understand why someone with such expensive belongings would move into their neighborhood. Tulay says she does not know because, for God's sake, who can understand what people are thinking? Rifika complains that the furniture and deliveries have left the place messy as she continues cleaning. Barak suddenly arrives. Rifika asks her what she is doing there. Barak immediately starts inspecting the house and points out that the windows have not been properly cleaned because she can still see smudges. She orders Rifika to clean them again. Rifika asks Barak if she is moving into the neighborhood. Barak confirms that she is. Rifika asks Tulay why she never told her that Barak would be moving there because she would not have come if she had known. Tulay pretends that she did not know. Rifika asks Barak whether she has come to disturb their peace. Barak tells her to clean the window instead. Rifika throws the towel down and says she will not do it. Barak asks for the money Rifika was paid for the job. She remembers that she gave the money to Mustafa to pay his credit card, leaving her with no choice but to continue cleaning. Barak then tells Rifika that she will be watching her and warns her not to slack off. Serhat arrives at the guidance counselor's office and asks Zainab why Ilkum is here during class hours. Zainab explains that Ilkum committed a disciplinary offense. Ilkum tells her father that Axel kept staring at her and she could not take it anymore, so she hit him. Zainab confirms that this is what happened and says she asked Ilkum to apologize, but she refused. Ilkum says she will not apologize and asks Zainab what she is going to do, whether she will suspend her. Fallen Leaf. Zainab tells her that, if necessary, she will, because she will not tolerate this kind of violence at school. Serhat reminds Zainab that she knows the girls are going through a very difficult time. Zainab reminds him that while they are at school, he should address her as Miss Zainab. Serhat asks Zainab to speak with him outside, so she leaves Ilkum and Axel in the office. Just as they step outside, Tibet arrives. Serhat immediately asks what he is doing there. Zainab asks Serhat to calm down, but Tibet reminds him that there is something called civility. Serhat tells Tibet not to get him started on civility. Zainab warns Serhat not to behave that way because they are in a school. She explains that she called Tibet because she is the guidance counselor and will speak to Axel's father. She reminds Tibet that she had told him to come later specifically to avoid an argument, and asks Serhat to control his temper otherwise he will leave. Serhat walks away. Tibet tells Zainab that she did the right thing. Zainab tells Tibet that because of his mistakes, the children are now fighting at school, and if this continues, Axel's social life at school will be affected. Tibet says he will speak to Axel. That night, Serhat asks Zainab how she could call Tibet to the school while he was there. Zainab explains that she had told Tibet to come later because he was supposed to arrive after Serhat. Serhat says she should not suspend Ilkum considering everything she has been through. Zainab argues that doing nothing could harm Ilkum even more because she might grow up without learning to take responsibility for her actions, just like Barak. Serhat immediately tells her not to compare Ilkum to Barak as he thinks Ilkum was right to put Axel in his place because he was picking on her. Zainab cannot believe Serhat is saying that and reminds him that Axel is also a child, just like Ilkum, so he should not compare Axel to his father, Tibet. Fallen Leaf. Serhat receives a call informing him that Barak has rented a house in Zainab's neighborhood. At that moment, Ebru tells Zainab that Barak has moved into the neighborhood and, even worse, she teamed up with Tulay and had their mother clean the new house. Zainab immediately wants to go there and put Barak in her place. Serhat reminds her of she said earlier and asks what happened to no violence. Zainab tells him that this is a completely different matter. Savim asks Sihan whether he has found a psychiatrist for Azra. Sihan tells her that Azra has an appointment tomorrow and asks why she is so focused on it, wondering whether she has had some kind of breakdown. Savim says she is only saying it for Azra's own good because she believes she needs help. When Sihan goes to the room, Azra tells him that her feet are sore because of him. Sihan asks her to buy new shoes tomorrow because her feet are not going to shrink, so they will simply find another way. He asks Azra whether she has been spending too much time with Savim, feeling depressed because she keeps nagging him about taking her to a psychiatrist. Fallen Leaf. Azra says Savim has realized that she is unhappy because she is no longer hiding it. Sihan tells her that she is not unhappy but she has not realized that fact yet. He then tells Azra to go out tomorrow around noon, spend a couple of hours somewhere, perhaps at the beach, turn off her phone and then come home and say she has just returned from the psychiatrist. Azra asks if she is actually going to therapy. Sihan tells her no because she does not need it. Ebru goes to Tulai's house furious, intending to tear her apart after what she and Barak did to her mother. Tulai denies deliberately hurting Rifika and says the real estate agent called her because the house had been rented and a cleaner was needed, so she got the money from him. Ebru calls her a liar. Tulai insists that Barak tricked her too, saying that if she had known who was moving into the house, she would never have gone there to clean. Ebru reminds her that she previously told her to wait until she saw who was moving into the neighborhood because she would desperately look for her. Tulai warns Ebru not to push her too far. Ebru says if she wants to tell her family that she is seeing Sihan she should go ahead. Zainab and Serhat arrive at Barak's new house. Zainab reminds Barak that she warned her not to mess with her family. Barak says she simply asked the real estate agent for a cleaner and they sent Rifika. Zainab refuses to believe her and says she deliberately did it to take out her anger on her because she could not take it out on her directly. Barak suggests that perhaps Zainab only thinks that because of her own complex. Zainab tells Barak that she is lucky she is pregnant, otherwise she would have killed her. Serhat tells Barak that he gave her plenty of money during their divorce, so she could have rented a house in a neighborhood she actually knows. Barak says she loves this neighborhood because it feels warm and friendly, and she thinks Serhat will eventually love it too since he is always here. Serhat warns her that if she hurts Zainab's family, she will have to deal with him. He and Zainab then leave. Fallen Leaf the next day, Ebru calls Zainab and asks whether she is excited about the wedding. Zainab tells her not to make her regret telling her about it. Meanwhile, Serhat asks Sihan to move a meeting to before 4 o'clock. Because he has something private to take care of. Sihan leaves for the hotel before Zainab arrives. When Zainab arrives, she tells Serhat that she is going to see Kader before going to school and says she will see him at the wedding ceremony before leaving. Tibet calls Barak and asks when she is going to get off his back. Barak tells him that she is his lover and asks whether she cannot ask him for this one little thing. Tibet complains that her demands never end, first Kader and now this, and asks what she wants from those poor people. Barak tells him that she will not be the only one suffering and that whoever caused all of this will get their share of the pain. Tibet agrees to do it and hangs up. He then calls Kazım into his office and tells him that he has a job for him. Ebru tells Rifika that she is going back to the hotel. Rifika reminds her of everything they discussed. Ebru tells her that she has cut ties with Sihan and reminds her mother that Sihan called her countless times the previous night, but she did not answer him. She explains that she wants to keep working at the hotel until she finds a better job. Rifika says she is not comfortable with the decision, but Ebru insists. Zainab arrives at the social services center and asks for 5 minutes to see Kader because she wants to know whether she is okay. She also wants to leave Kader's doll with her. The woman tells Zainab that the rules are the rules and asks her to give her the doll, promising that she will give it to Kader. Kader then appears, and Zainab gives her the doll so she can sleep peacefully. Zainab asks Kader not to be angry with her and tells her that if she only knew what she is doing to bring her home. She promises Kader that they will all be together soon and reminds her that she has never lied to her. Zainab tells Kader that she is going to be her mother, and the two embrace. Ebru returns to the hotel. Sadef tells her that her mother came to the hotel and said she had quit. Ebru asks whether there is any written document or resignation letter. Sadef confirms that there is. Ebru says her mother misunderstood the situation and insists that she will continue working. Fallen Leaf, a staff member, then brings Ebru flowers. She sees Sihan from a distance and they exchange a smile. Ebru opens the card attached to the flowers while the receptionists watch her. Sadef notices how Khan is dressed and asks whether he is going to a wedding. Khan says it is a relative's wedding. Sadef asks which relative. Khan asks why she is so nosy and reminds her that being too curious has already caused her plenty of trouble. Sadef admits that he is right and says she almost lost her life, but she has given up now and does not care about other people's secrets anymore. Khan says he has to go but suggests that they should eat together sometime. Sadef says she would love to. At the school, the principal tells Zainab that she was not surprised when she heard what happened because Ilkum has always been a rebellious child, and after everything that happened with her mother, she went completely off the rails. Zainab tells the principal that if she saw this coming, she should have informed the family. The principal then invites Zainab to have dinner with some of the teachers that evening. Zainab says she would love to, but she has something else to attend to. Zainab, Ebru and can wait at the Beykoz Municipality Wedding Hall. Serhat is late because he is stuck in traffic. The wedding officiant explains that Serhat needs to arrive soon because he has another wedding ceremony to conduct afterward. Everyone continues waiting until Serhat finally arrives and says they can proceed. The officiant asks Serhat Tekrar whether, without any influence or pressure, he accepts Miss Zeynep Candan as his wife. Serhat says yes. The officiant then asks Zeynep Candan whether, without any influence or pressure, she accepts Serhat Tekrar as her husband. Zeynep says yes. The officiant asks Zeynep to sign the marriage certificate, followed by Serhat. Can and Ebru then sign as witnesses. The officiant officially pronounces Serhat and Zeynep husband and wife and congratulates them, even telling Serhat that he may kiss the bride. Fallen Leaf instead of kissing, Serhat and Zeynep simply shake hands. Can congratulates them, while Ebru takes a photograph. Zeynep, however, makes it clear that she does not want to remember this day. Zeynep immediately asks Serhat to speak with lawyer Ergan and have the adoption procedures expedited. Serhat says he will speak to him, but he needs to go to the hotel because he has things to take care of. As they leave, Rifika calls Zeynep and informs her that someone has destroyed her father's cart. Meanwhile, Omer confronts Mustafa and asks him whether he killed his father. Mustafa asks where he got such an idea and insists that he did not kill him. Omer refuses to believe him. He asks Mustafa why he has been leaving money at their house for years and accuses him of killing his father. Omer then tells Mustafa that he grew up without a father because of him and pulls out a knife. Mustafa tries to calm him down and asks him to give him the knife. Omer insists that he lost his father because of Mustafa and moves toward him. Zeynep sees the commotion and rushes over to stop it, but Omer ends up stabbing her. He immediately runs away. Ebru, Arif and Rifika come outside and are devastated.
Episode 36. Ebru calls Serhat and tells him that Zeynep has been stabbed and that they are taking her to the hospital. Serhat immediately rushes there. Rifika and Arif confront Mustafa and ask who did this to Zeynep. Mustafa says he does not know. Ebru angrily asks how he can say that when he was the one who opened the door. At the hospital, the doctor works to stop Zeynep's bleeding. Meanwhile, the marriage certificate falls to the floor and a nurse picks it up. The nurse asks whether any relatives of Zeynep Tekrar are present. Arif immediately says that they are Zeynep Candan's family and that there must be a mistake. The nurse clarifies that the injured woman is now Zeynep Tekrar and shows them the marriage certificate. At that moment, Serhat arrives at the hospital reception and asks for Zeynep Tekrar, explaining that he is her husband. The receptionist tells him that she will check. Serhat turns around and sees Zeynep's family standing there, leaving him to face the realization that his secret marriage to Zeynep is no longer a secret. The nurse asks Serhat whether his wife, Zeynep, takes any medication regularly. Serhat says he does not think so, while Ebru is quite sure that she does not. Serhat then asks the nurse how Zeynep is doing. The nurse explains that Zeynep is still bleeding, but they are taking care of her and the doctor will inform them as soon as there is news. Ebru tells Serhat that they still do not know who stabbed Zeynep. Serhat then turns to Zeynep's family and reveals that he and Zeynep got married that very day. Arif struggles to believe it, insisting that Zeynep would never have gotten married without telling him. Serhat explains that it is not a real marriage but a formality because Zeynep wants to adopt Kader and could not do so as a single woman. The family then realizes that Ebru already knew about the marriage. Arif is deeply hurt and goes to sit down. Rifika asks Mustafa to call the nurse. Serhat assures Arif that Zeynep intended to tell him, but everything happened so quickly that she never got the chance. Ebru also tries to convince her father that Zeynep genuinely signed the marriage certificate only because she needs to adopt Kader. Inside the treatment room, the doctors try to stitch Zeynep's wound, but suddenly notice that her blood pressure is dropping. While unconscious, Zeynep begins dreaming. In her dream, Tule is mistreating Kader after she accidentally drops a plate of meatballs. Tule takes Kader to her room and tells her that Zeynep is gone and that she has no one anymore because she is dead. Zeynep watches Kader helplessly from a window. Back in the operating room, Zeynep's blood pressure continues to drop as the doctors fight to save her. In her dream, Serhat appears and begs Zeynep not to leave either Kader or him because they need her. Zeynep looks at the crying Kader and then at Serhat. Serhat begs her not to go and tears start falling from her eyes, and Zeynep finally tells him that she will not leave. The doctors continue working desperately to stabilize her. Meanwhile, Seyhan opens the bag of money and informs Tibet that there is a very important meeting at the hotel on Thursday and that security will be extremely tight. Tibet tells Seyhan that their man will be checking into the hotel that day, so he needs to be very careful. Seyhan then confronts Tibet about Arif's destroyed chestnut cart, pointing out that the cart was his livelihood. Tibet says Berik is responsible and tells Seyhan to tell her not to call him anymore. Seyhan says Berik will continue calling and there is nothing they can do because she has become like a loose cannon, so he should not make her angry. Tibet reminds Seyhan that he only claimed Kader was his daughter because he had to, and if he loses his temper, Serhat could discover the truth. Axel overhears the conversation. Seyhan insists that pretending to be Kader dad is the best thing for all of them and tells Tibet not to say anything. Axel suddenly walks in and confronts his dad. Tibet tells him that these are things he cannot understand. Axel angrily says he is not stupid because he heard everything and accuses his father of lying about being Kader's father. Tibet says they should have a father and son talk, but Axel asks what they could possibly talk about because his father has already ruined his life. He walks away. Seyhan immediately tells Tibet to shut his son up before everything is ruined. Tibet points a gun at Seyhan and warns him never to tell him to shut his son up, making it clear that Axel is the most precious person in his life. The doctor finally comes out and tells everyone that Zeynep's bleeding has been controlled. There is no longer any danger to her life, and they hope she recovers quickly. Everyone is relieved. The doctor tells them that the nurse will inform them when they can see her. Arif tells Serhat that Zeynep's family is here and that he does not need to remain at the hospital. Serhat refuses to leave, insisting that he will stay until he sees Zeynep because she is his wife and they need to understand that. Tule informs Berik that Arif's chestnut cart has been destroyed and that it was his only source of income. Berik says good riddance, believing that his daughters destroyed her family, so justice has been served. Tule points out that Arif did nothing wrong and is simply a hard-working man. Berik replies that he is the father of her enemy, so he deserves it. Tule then tells her that Zeynep was stabbed and taken to the hospital in an ambulance. Berik is shocked but quickly turns it into another justification for her revenge, saying that the oppressed have finally had their revenge and that it is the same for her. Tule asks whether Berik really considers herself oppressed. Berik says yes and then asks her to bring her the biggest gossip in the neighborhood because there must be plenty of them around. Tule reminds her that rich people gossip too, but poor people are notorious for it. The nurse eventually tells everyone that Zeynep has been moved to her room and that they can see her. Serhat enters and calls out to Zeynep, repeatedly telling her that he will not leave until she wakes up. Zeynep finally opens her eyes, and she and Serhat smile at each other. Her family enters and is overjoyed to see her conscious. Mustafa apologizes to Zeynep and says he wishes he had been the one who was hurt instead of her. Zeynep explains that she had never seen the man who stabbed her before. She says she saw the boy confronting her brother and stepped in to stop their confrontation, which was when she was stabbed. Arif asks Mustafa to tell them the truth about what happened. Mustafa explains that the young boy was accusing him of killing his father, but he was confused. Arif then tells Zeynep that they have discovered that she got married. Zeynep explains that it was not a real marriage but only a formality. Meanwhile, İlkem receives a message from Axel saying that things are not the way they thought. Just as he is about to reveal the truth in the message, Axel nearly gets hit by a car, but Tibet saves him. Axel tells his father that he is going to tell Serhat's daughters the truth because they deserve to know that he is not Kader's father. Tibet tells Axel to listen to him. He insists that Axel must continue with the lie because his business relationships depend on it. Tibet promises that once he has made enough money to secure Axel's future, he will go to Serhat and tell him the truth. Until then, he orders Axel not to mention the truth to anyone, because this secret is important for their future. When Axel stops responding to her messages, İlkem becomes frustrated and decides to block him. Back at the hospital, Zeynep tells Arif that her marriage to Serhat is only a formality. Refika tells her that even if it is only a formality, they do not consent to it. Her words make Zeynep cry. Ebru tries to defend her sister, but Refika angrily shuts her down because she is also upset with her for knowing about the marriage. Zeynep explains to her mother that she told her about the situation because there was no other way to get Kader back. Serhat assures them that nothing in their lives has changed and that they can be certain of that. Arif points out that if Zeynep had not been stabbed, none of them would have discovered the marriage. Zeynep begs her father to understand her, but he cannot understand how she could go against him like this. Serhat says that when Zeynep is discharged from the hospital, he will take her home, but Arif says she will go to her real home instead. Zeynep explains that she cannot go back with him because she has to stay at her new home when the officials come to assess the situation for Kader. Arif is deeply disappointed and walks away. Zeynep calls after him, but he leaves. Mustafa later informs Azra that Ömer believes he is the person who has been sending money to their family and that he killed his father. Azra cannot believe what she is hearing. Mustafa explains that Ömer pulled out a knife and tried to attack him, but Zeynep intervened and was injured. He reminds Azra that her sister could have died because of what happened. Azra remembers telling Mustafa that she hurts everyone who tries to help her. Mustafa tells her that the police have arrived and will probably take his statement. Azra begs him not to mention Ömer's name. Mustafa reminds her that Zeynep nearly died. Azra continues begging him, saying Ömer is only a child and that sending him to prison now would destroy his life after already losing his father. She also fears that if the truth about the accident comes out, she will go to prison too. The police tell them that they are looking for Zeynep and will also take Mustafa's statement. Mustafa gives his statement and admits that he did not know the man who stabbed Zeynep. Ebru informs Serhat that several men destroyed her father's cart on Merkez Street, where he always parks it. Serhat calls Can and tells him that Zeynep was stabbed with a knife in front of her house but is now safe. He asks Can to tell Mr. Nesip to check the houses and shops in the area because the attack may have been captured on a security camera. He also tells Can about Arif's destroyed cart on Merkez Street. Can jokes that he has not even been married for a full day and already so much has happened. Serhat says he does not know whether he will ever have a normal day again. Tule brings Berik the gossip woman she requested. Berik tells the woman that Zeynep seduced her husband and destroyed her family, claiming that she had a perfect life before Zeynep came into the picture. The woman is shocked by what she hears. Meanwhile, despite Tibet assures Sehen that Axel will not reveal the truth, Sehen remains worried. He tells Tibet that Axel should be sent to another school because if their business operations are exposed, the big boss will not let them survive. Tibet promises to take care of it. Ebru goes to Serhat's house to collect some of Zeynep's clothes. İlkem and Hale tell her that they wanted to visit Zeynep at the hospital, but their father told them not to because too many people would make things difficult. Ebru promises to give Zeynep their regards. Azra also asks Ebru to tell Zeynep that she hopes she gets well soon. Sevam asks Ebru why she is at the house. And Ebru explains that she came to collect some of Zeynep's clothes. Azra tells her that Zeynep's room is upstairs and asks whether they have discovered who attacked her. Ebru says it was apparently a disturbed person who came babbling about Zeynep killing his father before stabbing her and running away. Sevam remarks that people do not usually attack someone without a reason and suggests that it could have been an old lover or a husband. Ebru immediately tells Sevam that her sister is not that kind of person, saying that any man who wants to marry Zeynep would have to be handsome, decent, charismatic and educated. Ebru goes upstairs. Sevam tells Azra that she is annoyed because Berik is gone while all these people are constantly around them. She asks Azra to go upstairs and make sure Ebru does not steal anything. Azra says that is very rude, but Sevam reminds her that she herself was stealing despite being in this situation. Sevam then apologizes to Azra, saying she knows she has a condition. At the hospital, Serhat stays beside Zeynep while she sleeps. Meanwhile, Mustafa goes looking for Omar. He asks someone if they have seen him, and the person says they have not seen him that day. Mustafa warns the man that if he sees Omar, he should tell him that the police are looking for him and that Mustafa knows what happened. The man goes to find Omar without realizing that Mustafa is following him. When Mustafa finally finds Omar, he confronts him. He tells Omar that he did not kill his father and had never even met him before. He explains that the person responsible for the accident sent him to check whether Omar's family needed anything, which is why he had been sending that "forgive me" letters and money. Omar asks how Zeynep is doing. Mustafa says Zeynep is fine now but reminds him that she could have died because of him. Omar begins crying and explains that on the day of the accident, he asked his father for a tablet. His father said he did not have the money to buy one, and Omar became angry, telling his father that he never had money and that he wished he was not his father. His father died that same day. Mustafa asks Omar not to cry and assures him that he will not go to jail because she did not turn him in. However, he warns him that if he ever sees him around his family again, they will have another serious conversation. As Ebru is leaving the house, she meets Sehan. She tells him about Zeynep's accident and explains that she came to collect some of her sister's belongings. She also tells Sehan that Azra is waiting for him inside and asks whether he told Azra that he loves her. Sehan says that even if he did, it would not make a difference because Azra would never leave him despite all the opportunities he gives her. Azra watches the two of them talking from the window. Ebru notices her and deliberately kisses Sehan. Azra is shocked. Ebru tells Sehan that it was only a midnight kiss and leaves. Sevam asks Azra what she was looking at. Azra says nothing, and Sevam then realizes that Sehan is there. Episode 37. Serhat remains at the hospital with Zeynep when Khan calls with an update. Khan says that nothing was found around Zeynep's house and that Mr. Nesip is continuing the investigation. Serhat asks whether there is any news about the people who attacked Arif's cart. Khan tells him that they have obtained footage of what happened and that he is sending it to him immediately. Serhat watches the footage and recognizes Tibet's men. Khan tells him not to interfere and suggests giving the footage to the police so they can handle it. Serhat says he wants to speak to Tibet first, but Khan warns him that it may not be a good idea. Ebru returns to the hospital and Serhat asks her to stay with Zeynep because he has to leave. He also tells her to keep her phone on silent because Zeynep is a light sleeper. Meanwhile, Azra confronts Sehan about seeing him kiss Ebru. Sehan turns the blame on her, saying Ebru was not even on his mind until she kept putting the idea into his head. Ebru's actions have gone too far, Azra says, especially now that Sehan is getting intimate with another woman in front of their home. Sehan apologizes and promises it will not happen again. He insists that although he likes Ebru, she should not be ridiculous because he does not feel even a fraction of what he feels for her. He dismisses Ebru as nothing more than a little fun. Azra says she saw the way he looked at Ebru and tells him that she wants them to get divorced so he can be with Ebru and be happier. Sehan refuses, saying he is very happy with her and would never replace her with anyone else. He warns her that he does not want to hear the word divorce from her mouth again. Serhat confronts Tibet and asks him directly whether he ordered someone to kill Zeynep. He tells Tibet not to lie because he already knows his men destroyed Arif's cart and has the security footage to prove it. Tibet admits ordering the destruction of the cart but denies having anything to do with Zeynep's stabbing. He reveals that Berik told him to destroy the cart and thinks he should speak to her because she is obsessed with Zeynep. Tibet admits that he only did what he did to get rid of Zeynep's family from the neighborhood. Serhat warns Tibet that if anything happens to Zeynep or anyone in her family, he will kill him. Serhat then goes directly to confront Berik. When she opens the door, he grabs her and demands to know whether she had Zeynep attacked. Berik calls him ridiculous and asks whether he thinks she is a member of the mafia, although she admits that whoever did it has done her a favor. Serhat calls her a complete psychopath and says there is no other explanation for her behavior because a normal person would never deliberately harm an old man who spends all day working at his chestnut cart just because he is related to someone they hate. Berik argues that what she did is nothing compared with what they have done to her. Serhat tells her that they did nothing to her and that she alone is responsible for everything that happened to her. He tells her that he wants to take her to the police, but she is lucky that she is pregnant. Berik challenges him, asking whether he wants her to give birth in prison. Serhat tells her that once she gives birth, he will take the baby from her and make her pay for every move she has made. He gives Berik one final warning: if anything happens to Zeynep, he will not listen to any excuses about her pregnancy. Sedef informs Can that someone is looking for him, although the man did not give his name. When Can goes to meet him, Omer gives him the money that Can had supposedly been sending to his family. Omer tells Can that he does not want his blood money and asks whether sending them money is how he eases his conscience. Can immediately realizes that Omer is the son of the man Azra ran over and killed. Omer reminds him that he keeps receiving envelopes containing messages asking for forgiveness, but he has not forgiven him. After Omer leaves, Sedef asks Can who the boy was. Can finally confesses that Omer is the son of the man he accidentally ran over and killed. Meanwhile, Ebru helps Zeynep get dressed as she prepares to be discharged from the hospital. Serhat arrives to take Zeynep home while Ebru leaves for work. On the way, Serhat tells Zeynep that he spoke to Tibet the previous day and learned that Berik was the one who ordered the destruction of her father's chestnut cart. Zeynep becomes furious and says she wants to ruin Berik. Serhat explains that Berik had Tibet do it because she was obsessed with hurting her family. He also tells her that he suspected Berik might have been behind the attack on Zeynep, but she was not responsible for the stabbing. Sedef tells Can that she knew he had gone to prison but never knew why. Can tells her that she knows now. Sedef reminds him that he served his sentence and that it was an accident, so he should not continue blaming himself. Can thanks her and leaves to make a phone call. He calls Azra and informs her that Omer came to the hotel. Azra admits that she was the one who had been sending money to the family of the man she ran over because she felt guilty. Can cannot understand why she took such a risk. Azra apologizes and says she never imagined that things would turn out this way. Can tells her that what is done, but she must stay away from the family. Unknown to them, Sedef overhears their conversation. Zeynep tells Serhat that she wants to stop at the social services center to see Kader before going home. Serhat thinks she should rest first and promises that he can take her wherever she wants afterward. Zeynep insists that Kader is waiting for her and will be heartbroken if she does not go. She reminds Serhat that people's hearts can be more fragile than children and says she does not want to leave another mark on Kader's already broken heart. Serhat understands and takes her to see Kader. Ebru arrives late for work. Sehen immediately reminds her that there are rules at the hotel and that she cannot simply arrive this late. Ebru explains that her sister is at the hospital, but Sehen tells her that everyone has problems and nobody can use them as an excuse. Ebru apologizes and promises it will not happen again. The receptionists watch the exchange and begin talking among themselves. When Ebru goes upstairs, Sehen asks how he acted. Ebru admits that he handled it very well but says he embarrassed her in front of everyone. Sehen explains that he had to act realistically because otherwise people would start talking about them. Sehen then tells Ebru that he has something for her and takes her to his office. He explains that some guests will be checking into the hotel and that this time the job will not be as easy as before. He gives Ebru her share of the money from the work she has already done. Ebru refuses to take it home and tells him to keep it. Sehen gives her a safe in her office where she can store the money and set her own password. Ebru puts the money inside, then places the flash drive that she had on her neck before setting the password on the safe. Sehen tells Ebru that Azra saw them kissing and gave him hell over it. Ebru says Azra should stop giving her a hard time and simply divorce him. Sehen says Azra would never agree to a divorce because she is obsessed with him. Zeynep finally sees Kader. Kader tells her that she missed her, her sisters and even Mr. Serhat a little. Serhat brings toys for Kader and the other children at the center. Kader tells Zeynep that she waited for her at the window every night. She explains that her roommate Pelin kept telling her that she would not come because her mother had promised to visit her but never did. Serhat tells Kader how much he missed her and explains that he and Zeynep are working very hard to get her out of the center. He asks Kader to be patient and endure things a little longer for them. Later, Berik runs into Rafika. Berik tells her that she does not know whether what is happening is karma or divine justice, because Zeynep caused her so much pain and now she is suffering and they truly deserve it. Rafika angrily tells Berik that they did nothing to her and calls her an immoral woman. Berik reminds Rafika that her daughter used Kader as an excuse to worm her way into Serhat's home and asks whether Rafika really believes Zeynep is innocent just because Kader is no longer there. Berik then accuses Zeynep of never really caring about Kader and claims that her real goal was always to get Serhat. She asks Rafika what else Zeynep could possibly be doing there if she did not want Serhat. Rafika loses her temper and tells Berik to shut up, refusing to let her speak about her daughter that way. She attacks Berik, and when Tule tries to stop her, Rafika pushes Berik down. The neighborhood gossip woman arrives and tells Rafika that Zeynep broke up Berik's family and now Rafika is beating her. Rafika fires back that Zeynep did not break up anything because Berik was the one who cheated on her husband. She then tells Berik that the curse of Kader is coming down on her. Berik suddenly grabs her stomach in pain, and Tule rushes to help her. After everything that has happened, Serhat tells Zeynep that he needs to tell his daughters that they are married. Ebru remembers Mustafa telling her that Sehen was threatening Azra with the footage stored on the flash drive. She goes to Sehen's office, opens the safe, retrieves the flash drive and carefully locks the safe again. Meanwhile, Ilkem tells Axel to stop sending stupid messages to her on social media and reminds him that she blocked him. Axel says he was actually going to tell her something important, but never mind, and tells her to keep spending time with her new sister. Hale tells Axel that he is being stupid because Kader is his sister too. Axel refuses to accept this, saying Kader is not his sister, before walking away. Tibet meets with the school's vice principal and explains that he wants to enroll Axel in a school in England. He needs a reference letter, which is why he came to see her. She agrees to help but explains that Zeynep, the school's guidance counselor, is currently on leave. She promises to inform Zeynep as soon as she returns and get back to him quickly. Tibet says he already knows Zeynep and will contact her himself. Rafika visits Zeynep at home and is relieved to see that she is no longer in pain. She tells Zeynep that she brought bone broth soup and will bring it over once it is warm. Zeynep asks how her father is doing. Rafika admits that Arif is heartbroken and says she broke both of their hearts with her actions. Zeynep gives her money because she knows her father cannot work until he buys a new cart. Rafika asks whose money it is, and Zeynep tells her it is hers and explains that she received an advance, but her mum refuses to take it, saying she will need the money herself. Zeynep insists that she set it aside specifically for her and asks how she could refuse her own daughter's money. She wonders whether she is being disowned because she made a mistake and asks what has happened to them. Zeynep continues insisting until her mum finally puts the money in her purse. Rafika then asks Zeynep how she became involved with such people. She admits that Serhat seems like a decent and polite man, but says his ex-wife will not give Zeynep any peace. Rafika explains that Berik picked a fight with her on the way there as when she called her Zainab an immoral woman, she could not tolerate it and pushed her. Zainab becomes concerned and reminds her mother that Berik's baby is in danger. At the hospital, the doctor performs an ultrasound and tells Serhat and Berik that the baby is perfectly healthy. Serhat immediately asks Berik whether he did not tell her to stay away from Zainab and her family. Berik insists that she did nothing and claims Zainab's mother attacked her. Serhat reminds her that she was the one who ordered Tibet to attack Arif's livelihood. He tells Berik to move out of the neighborhood and stay away from Zainab and her family. Ebru then goes to see Azra. She tells Ebru that she saw how close Sehen and her were the previous night. Azra says she knows Ebru deliberately kissed Sehen while knowing she was watching. Ebru admits that it was not a performance but an attempt to make Azra face reality because she and Sehen love each other. Azra laughs at her. Ebru insists that Sehen loves her and she loves him, and that the only obstacle between them is her. She begs Azra to leave Sehen and agree to the divorce because she knows she is obsessed with him. Azra asks whether Sehen actually told Herald these things. Ebru says she wants love to win. Azra reminds her that if Ebru had given her the flash drive that day, she would have divorced Sehen immediately. Ebru, Episode 38. Tibet calls Zainab and tells her about his plans to enroll Axel in a school in England. Zainab thinks it is probably for the best and agrees to prepare his reference letter. Tibet asks her to complete it that night so he can send it to the school in the morning. Zainab agrees. Mustafa thanks Ebru for giving Azra the flash drive. Ebru admits that she felt sorry for Azra because she believes she is a poor, troubled soul. However, she warns Mustafa to stay away from Azra because she is very dangerous. Ebru calls Sehen and says she does not understand why he is not happy as she believes she has freed him from Azra's chains. Sehen reminds her that he specifically told her not to give the flash drive to Azra because doing so would have very serious consequences. When Sehen notices Sevam approaching, he quickly ends the call. Sevam tells Sehen that she went to spend some time with the girls because she needed to clear her head. Sehen opens the door, and they see a packed suitcase. Sevam immediately recognizes it as Azra's suitcase and asks Sehen what is happening between them. Sehen says nothing is happening and that they will figure everything out now. Azra speaks to Mustafa on the phone and worries that his parents will never accept her. Mustafa reassures her that his parents are wonderful people and would never leave anyone out on the street. Azra promises that she will not become a burden as she will find a job and eventually move into her own place. Sehen arrives while she is still talking to Mustafa. Azra tells Mustafa that she will be leaving soon because she is almost ready. Mustafa says he is almost there but will first go and see Zainab. Sehen confronts Azra, asking whether she has become brave enough to talk to Mustafa in front of him. Azra says yes because he can no longer threaten her with anything. She tells him that Ebru gave her the flash drive and that he no longer needs to take care of her mother because she will take care of her herself. Azra says she will take all the things she brought with her and tells Sehen that he can keep the expensive jewelry and clothes he gave her. She also promises to save Ebru from him. Sehen says he is sure she will, but asks one important question. Did she actually check the flash drive Ebru gave her? Was it really what she wanted? Azra says the drive has a password and that he does not have a copy. She argues that if he had another copy, he would not have panicked at the police station or needed Ebru to search for it. Sehen brings out his laptop and tells Azra to insert the flash drive. He says he knows the password. Azra inserts the flash drive, and Sehen gives her the password, 0505, the date he proposed to her. Azra corrects him, saying it was actually the day he told her that if she did not marry him, she would go to prison. She enters the password, but the flash drive is completely empty. Sehen reveals that he regretted giving something so valuable to Ebru and had already taken it back. In a flashback, it is revealed that Sehen secretly recorded Ebru setting the password on the safe in his office. He later used that information to open the safe, retrieve the original flash drive and replace it with an empty one. Back in the present, Sehen tells Azra that tomorrow she will have to go back to Ebru and explain herself. He says she will have to tell Ebru that she is never going to divorce him, and he wonders what excuse Azra will come up with. Azra breaks down in tears. Sehen tells her that she will spend the night in the thinking room because she clearly needs it. Azra curses him in anger. Sehen calmly says he knows she is very angry right now, but the feeling will pass and the two of them will work things out. Zeynep asks Mustafa who he came to pick up at the house and demands that he tell her the truth. Mustafa admits that he came to pick up Azra because she is leaving her husband. Zeynep reminds her brother that Azra reported her to the police and that his case is still ongoing because of her. Mustafa insists that Azra only did it out of necessity and that she will soon discover the truth. Zeynep asks what Azra means to him, and Mustafa finally confesses that they love each other. He tries calling Azra, but she does not answer because her phone is lying on the desk while she remains locked inside the thinking room. Sehen tells Sevam that Azra had arranged a surprise vacation abroad for them, explaining why the suitcases are packed and downstairs. Sevam thinks it is a wonderful idea, but Sehen says he told Azra that they could not go because he was busy with work, which made her angry and caused her to lock herself in the room. Sevam thinks Azra needs to be more reasonable. Mustafa keeps calling Azra, but there is still no answer. Zeynep believes Azra is not going to come and Mustafa tries to go inside the house, but Zeynep stops him, warning him not to get himself into trouble because Azra may have already made up with Sehen. Mustafa says that is impossible, so Zeynep asks him to wait while she checks. Sevam opens the door for Zeynep and wishes her a speedy recovery. Zeynep thanks her and asks if Azra is home. Sehen appears and says Azra is in her room, asking if something is wrong. Zeynep says she wanted to ask Azra something and asks him to bring her down. Sehen agrees. Zeynep notices the suitcases. Sehen opens the thinking room and tells Azra that Zeynep is here and that Mustafa probably sent her. He tells Azra to go downstairs and calmly send her away. Zeynep tells Azra that she found an earring at home that looks valuable and asks if it belongs to her. Zeynep wants Azra to go with her to check the earring out, but she says it's not necessary as she is sure it's not hers. Sehen wishes Zeynep a speedy recovery. Zeynep asks if they were planning to go somewhere, and Sevam explains that Azra had planned a surprise trip for her husband, but Sehen is too busy with work, so they will go another time. Sehen promises that he will make it up to Azra by taking her to the most beautiful places. Azra agrees and kisses him. Zeynep tells Mustafa that Sehen and Azra appeared completely normal when she spoke to them and that she even kissed him on the lips right in front of her. Mustafa wants to go and see Azra, but Zeynep stops him. She tells him that his heart is precious and warns him not to give it to someone who does not deserve it. She hugs her brother, tells him she loves him and asks him not to be sad before he finally leaves. Zeynep watches Azra from the window and wonders what is keeping her in the house. Hale receives a call from Beric but hesitates to answer. Beric then sends her a message saying that she is sick and wants to hear her voice. Hale tells Ilkum about the message and asks whether she thinks it would be okay to call their mother even though Beric hates them. Ilkum says she would never call her. Hale eventually calls Beric and asks what happened. Beric tells her that she almost lost their sibling because of Zeynep's mother and that the baby could have died because of her. She tells Hale that Zeynep is turning everyone against her and that leaving the house was apparently not enough because she is now interfering in her life as well. Beric says she is happy to have heard Hale's voice because she misses her terribly. Zeynep later tells the girls that Beric told her what happened but deliberately left out the part where she had Arif's cart destroyed. Serhat explains that Zeynep's mother did not know about the cart when she confronted Beric and that Beric provoked her with her words. Ilkum refuses to let Serhat finish, saying that even if they hate their mother, he should never touch her again. Hale agrees that no matter what their mum does, she is still their mother, and the girls leave. Serhat tells Zeynep that Berik's influence over the girls will not disappear quickly. Zeynep agrees because Berik is their mother and wonders whether she will have the same influence over Kader and whether the child will always love the woman who gave birth to her. Serhat reassures her that nobody can love Kader the way she does and that the child cannot love anyone the way she loves Zeynep, not even her biological mother. The next day, Serhat knocks on Zeynep's door. When he enters, Zeynep jokes that she feels like a naughty child. She says she is hungry and asks him to look at the time, wondering if she is supposed to starve to death. Serhat asks whether he would ever let her die. Miss Kansu brings breakfast for Zeynep, but Serhat takes it from her and personally sets everything up for Zeynep. He tells her that breakfast in bed is one of the essential gestures of a honeymoon. Zeynep reminds him that Kansu prepared it, but Serhat insists that he was the one who had the idea. Zeynep asks him not to treat her like a princess or a sick person. Serhat says she is sick and there is nothing wrong with treating her like a princess. Zeynep asks whether he has work to do, and Serhat says he will be busy at the hotel. He tells her that he has written down her medication schedule and will call her when it is time to take them. Zeynep tells him not to treat her like his wife because it feels strange and she is used to his grumpy attitude. Serhat talks in his usual grumpy manner and tells her that officials from the institution will be coming to inspect the house for Kader and speak with them, and his lawyer will inform him when they arrive. Sehen tells Azra that he expects her to put on a convincing show in front of Ebru that day. Azra feels sorry for Ebru, but Sehen says Ebru is not pathetic like her and will be fine, so she does not need to feel sorry for her. He tells Azra that the previous day's incident taught him a valuable lesson because he has now made several copies of the flash drive. If she manages to get one, he will still have another, so she should stop trying so hard and simply surrender herself to him because everything will be easier that way. Serhat sends a new cart to Arif, but when he discovers that it came from Serhat, he refuses to accept it and tells the delivery man to take it back. The man explains that he was specifically told not to return without delivering it. Arif becomes angry and says he does not want it and asks whether the man intends to force him to take it, ordering him to return it to wherever it came from. Zeynep calls Rafika. She tells Zeynep that she informed Arif about the money Zeynep took from her, but he became angry and asked why she accepted it. Zeynep says it is not a stranger's money but his daughter's money and asks whether she has fallen so far in her father's eyes. Rafika tells her that Zeynep is the apple of her father's eye, which is why the hurt caused by her actions affects him even more. She adds that just when Arif was at his lowest, Serhat's new cart arrived, making the timing perfect. Zeynep is surprised to hear about the cart and says she did not know. She tells Serhat that he sent her father a cart. Serhat admits that he forgot to tell her and that Arif is angry with him. Zeynep asks why he did it because her father will never accept anything from him and says she would have stopped him if he had told her. Serhat explains that he did it to make up for what Berik did. Ilkum tells Axel how happy she is that she will not have to see his face anymore. Axel assumes Ilkum is the one being sent away from school, but she corrects him and tells him that her father is sending him to a school in England because she heard it from Sister Zeynep the previous day. Azra and Sehen arrive at the hotel restaurant. Azra calls Sehen darling and asks whether employees are allowed to sit in the cafe, referring to Ebru. Sehen tells her that Ebru is taking a tea break. Azra says the staff can drink their tea outside because she wants to sit at the table and asks Ebru to move. Sehen tells Azra that he has work to do and will see her later. Azra says she will remain here. Ebru asks Azra what she is doing. Azra explains that she and Sehen argued the previous day but made up because these things happen in marriages. Ebru calls her a terrible person, accusing her of deceiving her after taking the flash drive and promising to divorce Sehen. Azra calls Ebru stupid and tells her that there are strong ties binding her to Sehen that Ebru cannot understand. After Ebru leaves, Azra admits that she feels sorry for her too. Can informs Serhat that additional security measures have been implemented. Mr. Nesip and his team will send the images of everyone entering the hotel to the police. Serhat's phone alarm rings, reminding him that it is time for Zeynep's medication. He calls her and reminds her to take it. Zeynep thanks him for not forgetting, but Serhat admits that he actually forgot and his phone reminded him. Zeynep jokes that she should thank his phone. Serhat responds that the phone says she is well.